Yo, what's going on, homie?
Yo, what up? How's it going?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm tired, and I don't know how I'm tired before the holiday. The holiday hasn't even hit yet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Well,
like,
you ain't even started working yet.
I know. That's what's getting me. What about you, man? What you up to?
Oh man, it's a day. It's Monday. It's a Monday that feels like a Monday, but I'm hey, I got to get through one more day.
Right.
And you in there. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to push.
Yeah, bro. I feel like honestly, today was my Monday/Friday. I took the rest of the week off.
Okay, I feel you.
I plan on working on other things, just other things. You know what I mean? Like, there's enough work to be had. And it's like, I can't let my job take all my energy this week. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, man.
I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for the holiday. Are you excited?
Yes, I am. I can't. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think I felt last week. My boys was walking around in the days. I think everybody's just ready for a few days off, right? And so, you can see it in my kids' eyes, like they were ready for some days out of school. I felt it like, okay, hey, it's time for a recharge, right? So I think that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah. 23 it's weird because when I think back on the year 2020, it was a lot. It was a lot going on in 20, but it didn't feel quite as heavy as 23 feels heavy for some reason. It just feels like it's been a lot this year. And it's like, ugh, I'm ready for a break.
It has been a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. It also feels like time is legitimately speeding up. Like it feels like every year. And I don't know what makes you feel that way or what makes it feel this way, but it feels like every year goes by faster than the previous year. Yeah. So I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit weird. It feels more like, in some ways, not with every experience either, but with some things, it makes it feel like I'm being pulled through life on like a rope, like, come on, let's go, versus actually experiencing it. You know what I mean? Like it feels like in some ways I'm like on fast forward. Like, what's that movie? Click with Adam Sandler, where he like fast forwards too many times and then he just starts jumping. I'm like, whoa, it's already almost December, bro. Like,
so let me ask you a question. Since you feel like that, like, you talking about you feel like you're being pulled through it and not experiencing it. Ooh, that's a heavy combo. How do you slow it down?
I don't know, man. I think honestly, I do think I'm looking forward to 24 because I think 24 gives us an opportunity to go back to the COVID balance, right? COVID balance. I feel like when COVID happened, everybody was like, you got to take care of yourself. You got to balance. You got to do what you got to do. It's all about connection. People are here dying, blah, 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 blah. by 23, we've largely kind of gone back to status quo, right? What I'm looking forward to in 24 is being like, yo, we need to do a family vacation beach trip again. And now we got the kids are a little bit older. Maybe this goes a little bit different, or just connection, just really being connected again. And I think it's about that intentionality of like, let's pause, let's connect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you, what do you plan on doing? What do you plan on doing differently next year that you didn't do this year?
Yeah, I think it's got to be about finding more balance, just with things. Like you can't run 150 miles per hour forever, right? And best you learn that before life learns it for you, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm looking forward to. What about you, man? How I mean, that was all me. How are you thinking about it?
You mean about next year?
Next year, this year, comparisons, what you got?
That's a big question. I don't know if I've given it the energy that it deserves. I'll say this. I started the year with really big intentions, right? From a mental health space, from a physical health space, because I was turning 40. And I don't think I really achieved those goals at all from a mental health space and a physical health space. And so I think one of the things that I have to do next year is really commit. Candace said she's like, yo, next year you gotta be a little bit more selfish and
Yeah.
do some things for yourself. And so I think, I'm sure she's watching. And so Candace, if I'm wrong, you can correct me in the chat. But I think next year I really have to spend more time because I think Danielle's right. Right, you spend so much time moving from moment to moment instead of existing in the moment. And like 2 weeks ago was breakfast with dad or all pro dads at school.
Yeah.
And so one of the questions that your son has to ask you or your child has to ask you is talk about a time where you felt content. And so like that question, I wish as they would send us these questions in advance so that I could mentally prepare for
Right.
having to get that deep with my 6-year-old or my 10-year-old at 7 o'clock in the morning. But I say all that to say it took me a second to answer because I think I have a struggle with what content with what content means. And so like, can you be content where you are without does being content where you are remove the drive to be further along, right? Like I want more, I want essentially the next thing, or I want to do better, I want more for my family. Those type questions, can you be content where you are and still have the hunger and drive to want to more that you feel like you should be pushing towards? So I think I was honest with them and I told them that's a struggle that I have around really being content or being growing where you're planted. I think that's what a lot of people say. So that's a struggle. And so I think that's one of the things that I probably have to spend a little bit more time with next year is really being happy where I am in life right now and not saying not maybe pouring cold water on where I am because I have this desire to be wherever the next spot is. Hopefully I said a whole lot of words. I hope that makes sense.
No, it does. I think what you brought up, and you didn't explicitly bring this up, but I think it's about this idea of content versus complacent, right?
There we go.
And complacent is like refusing not to move forward, right? Like there's no need to move forward, right? Content is being happy. How can you be happy and not be complacent? Is the balancing point, the friction there that I think a lot of us struggle with as grown people, right? Like people out here trying to support families and lives and work and goals and trying to pour into others and then pour into yourself. It's like, how do you keep yourself content but not complacent, right?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. And I think it's much more of like an exercise. I'm glad that you brought that out because it is like an exercise. Like for me, it's like I have to remind myself, are you happy? If you're not happy, why aren't you happy? Like look where you came from. Look what you're doing. Like look at the world. Look at what's going on. You should be happy, right? That doesn't mean that you have to stop, but maybe
Yeah.
just change the momentum a little bit. You know what I mean?
And I think it's that other, it's like the joy, the happiness should, we talk about it. Like, how do you, this is not the conversation that we're supposed to be having. I don't know
No.
how we get to these moments. So for our viewers, feel free to chime in, like, share,
It's
comment, all
authentic.
of those things. Would love to have your feedback. Danielle, thank you for the comment about moving from moment to moment instead of existing in the moment. In all honesty and sincerity, I don't ever know how we get to the conversations that we have every day. It just, in pre-show, we talk about a thing and we're like, yeah, we're going to do this. Boom, these 3 points, right? The cornucopia of Thanksgiving randomness is the name of the show. And then we start talking and it's like, where did this even come from? So
again, where does the moment take you, right? And being authentic to that, right?
yes, that is literally this show, and that's always been its existence. So you asked me. So what I was saying is like the happiness, the joy, that stuff should come from within, and I really shouldn't have to say, well, oh, look what's happening to everyone else. Like what's happening out there has no bearing on how you feel or where you go or how, the quote unquote happiness or joy. It should be like, looking around these 4 walls and saying, yep, I got it. I got the joy. Doesn't mean bad things aren't happening. It doesn't mean that they won't happen, but that probably impacts my happiness, but doesn't impact my joy. Maybe I say a lot of words. These are the things that I'd like to find in 2024. Right. And I think that goes back to getting to a place where the mental health is great or in a better spot, and getting to a place where your physical health is in a better spot as well.
Yeah, I think you're dropping some nuggets back there, right? Even with like what you're just saying, like you're a sly fellow, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm just saying some words and the words, but I think what you triggered for me is happiness something that can be cultivated without a specific emphasis on gratitude, or is that something that's inherent to you? Either you can find it or you can't.
So remember a while back, man, we had Christian on the show.
Yeah.
And like that's Christian Murphy. Her whole zhuzh, if you want to follow her on Instagram, her Instagram is Grateful C, GRATE Grateful FULC in the letter C. So anyway, that's her whole zhuzh, right? It's like is having joy and happiness through being grateful for where you are and the things that are going on in your life, right? So I think you're right. Ultimately,
but can you find happiness? Can you cultivate an attitude of happiness without serving gratitude? Does that make sense? Like, can you cultivate happiness without recognizing all the things that have been given to you or afforded to you or
that you've worked for?
Right. Can you cultivate, are they married like that? I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to me. I never really thought about it.
I would think they are married to one another. Yeah. Because I don't think you can be, hold on. So I guess the question is, can you be ungrateful and happy?
Right.
So do you have to be grateful to be happy, or so the opposite of that is if you if you're ungrateful, are you unhappy?
If
Is that
you're
the right?
ungrateful,
Am I saying that right?
if you're ungrateful, can you find happiness? And I don't know. It's just something that triggered for me. It's just a curious thought. Like, I don't know. Because then I take that a step further to wonder happiness. And y'all, I just realized I have to zoom out because I'm in the middle of like schoolwork. So I will do this all day. It just dawned on me that was like hop up out of school mode, right? But it was essentially this idea. It's like, is happiness externally motivated or is it internally motivated? And how? Can it
So
be
Candace is
exclusively
like, she
internally
says maybe
motivated?
happiness, but not joy. Your wife says, I think you have to have, or I think you have to be grateful in order to be happy.
Hmm. It's interesting. I'll leave people with that nugget. I'm going to get off of that platform
Ooh,
because
okay, hold on. One more. Happiness is external, joy is internal. I feel like this is a topic. Maybe, all right, here we go. We always do this or say we'll come back to this conversation. I do feel like this is maybe a conversation we should come back to. So maybe after Thanksgiving, as we
yeah.
trend in towards Christmas before the new year, we'll bring this back because I do think this is a good conversation.
Oh yeah, I think we got to figure it out. It's interesting. It's interesting that little nugget. The Browns are coming with the nuggets today. Happiness
So
is
you know what?
external. Is
I know who
internal.
is happy today.
Who's happy today?
The people who off work but still sent their kids to daycare.
Hey, that's us. That's us. We ain't off of work, but we definitely sent them kids to daycare today. We're like, hey, Coop was like, oh, I want to go to camp. Hey, let's go. Let's get in the car. He didn't even want breakfast today. He was like, I want breakfast at camp. I said, all right, cool. Bye.
Damn. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Both our
Bro.
kids woke up on 12 and they was home. And so I had to go run into the office and do stuff, for like 2 hours, maybe 4. Maybe
You
definitely
have
not more than 4. Maybe 3. It's probably 3 hours. And so I came back and I was like, yo, they've been like this since I've been gone. She's like, they've been gas. Like arguing, fussing, fighting, yelling, jumping on each other, playing loud, music, everything loud.
That was Coop. That was Coop. Coop is like on 10. And I'm like, yo, chill out. Like, one, we tired, bro. Like, we trying to get this Thanksgiving stuff together. And like between him and Rem, they want to hang out right at the stove. Like, you would have thought it was like Oliver Twist or something, right? Like, they're like, please, ma'am, can I have some more? Like, geez, bro, like, back up. So I'd be like, get out of mommy's face. Get out of mommy's face. Just get out of mommy's face. And they don't understand. They go walk away. And then like zombified, they kind of lurk right back over. And you're like, get out. Get out. Go sit down. Go sit down.
Oh,
They had to
just
go.
Been like,
they had to go to daycare. They had to go to daycare.
Loud. I'm talking about one kid playing with Paw Patrol toys on the floor, with Paw Patrol playing in the background loud. The other kid watching his tablet, but he whistling and it's like, bro, you can't hear yourself. You're loud.
Right. They're just kids being kids. And I respect it. I respect the kid energy. But also, I'm in tired dad mode. Something like this. I didn't even start cooking this turkey yet. And y'all are like way turned up. You ever like wake up in the morning and someone is like on 10, but you're not there yet? That's how it feels these days, where it's like, I need you to like chill, just chill. I want to turn on some sleep sounds or something, but they ain't feeling it. You know what I mean? Go to school.
I know on your Paramount account, we've been blowing through Paw Patrol.
I can tell because Coop finds every Paw Patrol. I didn't even know they had superpowers. I was like, what is this?
That's Mighty Pups. How do you not know about Mighty Pups?
Bruh. I'm gonna tell you right now. Coop switched to Disney, and then they had kittens, and I was like, "What is this
Oh
kitten
yeah, the
thing?"
cat pack.
I know none about this, and I was
See,
like,
all right.
"Cat
So
Pack, Paw
side note,
Patrol, Mighty
I'm invested
Pups."
in the storyline. I'm invested in the storylines.
Do you know who's your favorite character then?
Probably the green dog.
That the
Either him,
Dalmatian?
yeah.
That's not the Dalmatian. Is
No,
it?
no, no. The Dalmatian is the fire dog, the red one. Candace said her
Liberty.
favorite one is Liberty.
Is Liberty the hot dog?
Yeah, Liberty is the hot dog. She slick.
Liberty
Liberty
is
is
black.
slick.
Liberty is
Liberty
black.
is black. I think that's why one of my favorites is the brown dog, the green one. He be driving the truck that fix stuff. Candace, which one is that one? Rocky. Rocky is the black dog.
Dog.
Yeah.
All I know is the little hot dog one. When she talked, I was like, she is clearly black. Like
It's like Latifah talking.
Like I don't know how to explain how I know that. But when
The same reason, Skeeter from Doug is black.
Right. Like we've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. We have to bring this back up because I am like, yeah, there's something going on there where these voices, it's like that is a black voice, right? Like the other ones are pretty neutral.
Oh, there you go.
Boom. That's why. That's what I'm saying, right? I was like, of course that makes sense. She is black.
And she is winning, by the way. Anyway.
She's killing the game. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but Candace, you know you know a lot about the show. You know the voices and all that. I ain't know the voices. I just was asking questions.
Avery is invested in all of them. We watched Paw Patrol live on Paramount today, no less than 4 times. No less. It's just on in the background at this point. Like I woke up to Paw Patrol live, rolled over, Paw Patrol live is on TV. I'm telling you, it just runs all day. And so if you get a notification when you log on to your own Paramount that there are too many people watching, just text me because it could be that there are 2 TVs in my house playing Paw Patrol. Because he bounces from room to room and expects Paw Patrol to just be on.
It's so interesting to watch how kids have that expectation of media that's just like, no, it should be on all the time. Whenever I want to watch it, however I want to watch it. Like Coop has found the 24-hour channels on YouTube where it's like Paw Patrol on a loop. And it's like, my guy. We don't have
Don't lose those because when you fly, you just download YouTube Premium and download about 4 of them of just Paw Patrol's just running the 4-hour loops of Paw Patrol. That's winning. That's elite level parenting right there. Is downloading that joint on your Paw Patrol on your YouTube Premium so you can watch it without Wi-Fi.
We've got a whole crop of shows that I can't keep up with anymore. I feel bad, but I've lost the catch of all these things. I at first was very worried about Coco Melon because of how much it switches up, right? But then he discovered Blippi, and I was like,
yeah, Blippi is real.
I'm like, Blippi be all over the place, man. I really don't understand what's going on with this dude, but he be all over the place. And then he's found some Netflix shows. He's into Sonic now. He's got the Paw Patrol. He's got like a whole like stories. You know what I'm saying? Like it's his story. And it's kind of weird, right? But also, I don't know what to do about it. You know.
But hey, speaking of weird, you know what's really weird?
What's really weird?
That Andre 3000 album.
Yeah, hard transition. Clap.
Hey, hold on. Y'all got to admit the catching the weird and connecting it to the weird. That's a fire transition.
I have not listened to the Andre 3000 album just because I've heard people say it will put you to sleep. And I need to get sleep tonight. So I'm probably going to turn it on and just see how it goes.
Thank you,
Danielle
Danielle.
said top
Thank you.
tier.
Top tier
Yeah.
transition.
Top
So,
tier.
so here you go. So I didn't know what to expect. I'm thinking, yo, Andre just dropped an album. I'm excited. I
Mhm.
want to hear what Andre 3000 has to say. I click the first song on the album, and it's like, so first I click the album, like, okay, New Blue Sun. Okay, I don't get it, but we're going to ride. And then the first track on the album is called I Swear I Really Wanted to Make a Rap Album.
But
Second,
that kind of, oh, it says, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time.
yep. Yep.
I mean, that's actually what I would expect from Andre.
I mean, I think so. So here's points, right? In the moment, I was hella disappointed because I wanted Andre.
Uh-huh.
You know, this is what we've waited for. Andre drops an album, and then he does an interview, and he's like, "Yo, I'm 49. What do you want me to rap about? You want me to rap? I don't have anything to say. I'm only gonna make an album if I have something to say. You want me to rap about getting a colonoscopy? I get it.
I mean,
do.
that's right. That's correct, though.
I do. I get it, but I wanted, and I'm not mad at the flute. It shows evolution. It shows growth. I enjoy watching Black people just be able to do things that they enjoy without pretext or context or having to justify why they like this, right? Oh, Black person likes anime, right? You know, like things that people don't normally associate with being Black. Just being able to exist and do those things is super fire. But damn, Andre, I wanted an album. I wanted something I could ride to, not heel to.
I'm gonna keep it real. I really didn't. Like, for that same reason, I'm really glad it's something completely different. I can't imagine Andre, Jay, Nas. I mean, they all can still drop bars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect them to in the same way, right? Like, you gotta grow, bro. Like, you gotta grow.
Isn't that what I think Jay-Z did an interview the other day with? Who's that Black woman on the news? Was it Robin Roberts?
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Yo, he said I'll make another album when I feel like I have the words or feel I have something important to say."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get that. Can we find important words to say for the sake of humanity?
No.
For the sake of us.
I think this is ideally what you would want to see from the rapper's pension program, right? I got to be honest. Like, I would expect once you get to a certain level, retire, do something different, go somewhere.
But don't tease me with an album and give me a flute.
Give some space for, well, now y'all will stop asking. Y'all stop asking.
You damn right.
I guarantee you people going to leave Dre alone. And he's like, oh, y'all want an album? I'm playing the flute.
So he said in the interview, he was like, yo, people send me music every day. People ask me to be features on albums every day. And he was like, I do it when I feel like I have something to talk about, and then I won't when I feel like I don't. And I'm like, I love that you can exist that way, right? I love that you can travel. Maybe there's a little bit of jealousy in there that he can travel the world and play the flute. I probably wouldn't play the flute. I'd probably just travel the world.
I mean, I gotta call it out that's like he's ultra class, diamond medallion level, like double diamond medallion level rap. Like, that's exactly where you should be. I don't believe Will Smith does that. I don't believe Queen Latifah does. Like, I don't have to rap. People send me stuff all the time. I will rap when I feel like it. Otherwise, I'm doing me. This is what I worked hard for. So I can learn to play the flute and throw some flute music out there. And guess what? The craziness about Andre is 5 years from now, you're going to be like, what was that damn flute song? Or you're going to see it on some CW song, CW TV show or something. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna ride to it tonight as I fall asleep. Let me see. Because I've only made it through like two and a half songs. So I'm gonna give the rest of the album a shake. It's just, I think for me, my extreme hunger to hear Andre drop what he has done in other people's songs sporadically, to hear like, oh shoot, he may drop another album. He may drop, give me eight songs that's pure fire.
Right.
Like, that got me a little excited. But
hey.
I'm not, I appreciate his growth. I'll say I appreciate his growth. As a fan of his, I still yearn for Spodioti Dopalicious.
Yeah, I gotta say that's the moment. Spodioti. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to say the whole thing. That's the moment. It happened, and now we move on. That's it, right? So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to his evolution, and I get that this is essentially shutting the door on an Outcast reunion, or maybe not. Maybe in a month he'll be like, "Boom, I threw y'all off because I did the flute joint, and now we're gonna see who the real people are." You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm happy for him to explore wherever he goes, and right now, New Blue Sun. Let's see.
It's funny. I'm replaying this whole. We've been on for 33 minutes, and so I'm replaying all of the words that I've said and all of the things that we've talked about today, and I think I have to change my answer on how I feel about Andre. Because yes, I won an album, but if this is what brings him joy, and this is what brings him happiness, I really can't be mad at it, right? Because we let off the show talking about joy, happiness, all the rest of those things before we transitioned into Paw Patrol. Again, the directions these shows goes, but it's interesting because I feel like I am in real time changing how I feel about this whole situation because I'm reading the words that I just said to myself around how I felt right now.
You know who's not feeling? You know who's not feeling their situation right now?
Who?
Diddy.
Oh, hey. Give that man a hand clap of praise. Give him a round of applause. Another fire transition.
Hey, Diddy in this lawsuit, the quickest lawsuit that ever, with all the tea. What? Dog. Diddy was like, shut it down. Get out. Abort mission. Man. And then they got pictures of Diddy in Miami lately, also looking like super somber these days, because rumor has it the settlement was $100 million.
Hold up, was it? I didn't know what it was. Well, I guess you won't ever know, right? Because that's the point of the settlement.
Rumor has it it's $100 million, enough to knock him out of being a billionaire. I was like, oh, he was like a baby billionaire, like he was close, but also Cassie got at least 9 figures. That's crazy.
Hold on. 9? Damn, 1, 2, 3, stop.
Hey, and now, unfortunately, we were talking about being selfish with artists. One of the first things that popped into my mind was, I guess we will not get Making the Band. It's never coming back now.
No more dialogue.
Boom, boom, clap. Not happening.
But real talk, I'm with you. All of that stuff, like fam, this is how quick it happened. First, you know me, I'm on Twitter. I lurk. I don't really stay on Twitter. Like, I don't post anywhere, but I lurk. And so I'm on Twitter, and I'm like, people talking about a settlement. I'm like, what settlement they talking about? And like before you even get to like before I could even scroll down far enough like to find out that Diddy was being sued, he had settled. Like I don't even think the ink on the tweet was dry long about him being sued before they settled.
Cassie was playing no games, right? And now I gotta wonder about Young Miami because she stay under Diddy, and I'm like, I hope the best for you.
I think it just points to like this dude just. I mean, with all that you know about this dude's business practices, all that you now know about how this dude be in relationships with people, like dude is shiesty.
Do you think he's shiesty, or do you think he's just powerful and power corrupts in their industry?
I think he's nasty and he's shiesty because I think there are probably people that are in the industry doing good work,
right?
And that are doing things the right way. But you know, when you nasty and shiesty, and it's bound to come out.
Right. I mean, you know, that was a pretty good run. That's a pretty good run from like 30 years of no dirt. You know what I mean?
I saw this online. It was like one thing that this lesson has taught me, that or one thing that this P. Diddy situation taught me is that R. Kelly was broke. Because
he would have settled.
Yeah, because hey, Diddy wrote the check, you know, and it went away.
Yeah,
you know,
it did.
And
quickly. Anyway. And they said he could still be open for a criminal probe and all that. I was like, whoa, my man, that's crazy. Dog, you got to chill with all the crazy stuff.
Didn't he start trying to holler at her when she was like 17 years old?
Oh, she was super young. And like the whole idea of like so much drugs like candy, like that's some crazy stuff.
Like
I don't know.
You know, now that I'm the ripe old age of 40, hell, when I was 35 or 30 or 28, damn it, it don't matter. Pick a year. There was nothing about a 17-year-old girl that I could ever find.
I've never been that person. It's like, what? I remember being in high school and hearing about older dudes trying to date high school girls.
Can't do it.
And I was like, what? They'd be like, oh yeah, he's in college. He must be lame as hell if he out here dating high schoolers.
You know what was so interesting is I had that same reality, right? Is I'm like, when you know, you see, we all know the dudes, right? You know, that came back, spent way too much time at the high school football games. When I got to college and I saw the plethora of beautiful women that existed across the campus of the University of Georgia, there was nothing about a high school woman or high school girl that was like, I got to go back to high school and hang out at football games and try to holler at the girls that was too good, that they thought was too good for me.
No, and see, like I'm gonna keep it 100. I met Danielle in high school and I was like, she is it, right? She went to college and was like, she's still it. She's the baddest.
So usually like, Danielle was winning from the beginning.
Yeah, she was best dressed.
So what I heard you say was Danielle was fine across all planes of existence.
Yeah, that's my wife. Like what?
Hey, I'm just trying to stack the deck for you, brother.
She went to University of Miami, right? And people had warned me. They were like, "Oh, when you go to Miami, it's crazy. It's girls everywhere. It's women everywhere." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, they ain't better than my wife at the time, my girlfriend, right? I mean, let's just keep it 100, right? That's how that goes. So it was never a thing where I was like, oh, I need to go back to this high school joint and like
I don't get it.
Figure it out. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, let's be grown. I don't get it, man. Yeah, man. So can we talk about other things that are kind of trash fallouts right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Have you heard about what's going on with Twitter?
Candace, my wife being the social media maven, shout out to my wife. Hey, did I tell y'all Candace celebrated 5 years of business? Real quick, side note, probably gonna be my hero, but shout out to my wife. 5 years as a business owner. She is a rock star.
Right.
Fresh Fruit Media, doing big things. Go wife. But yeah, so she has tried to explain to me what is happening at Twitter, but I'm also, again, I spend more time lurking on Twitter or following mess than I do staying in the business of Twitter. So feel free to explain.
So I heard recently. So I guess for me, that my entry point was I was seeing all this fallout with Elon Musk, and I mean these days he's kind of in a bunch of mess all the time. The thing that stood out for me was when they said he was saying anti-Semitic things on this platform. And I was like, what? Then they say he was doing Nazi things. And I was like, what? And partially, I'm going to keep it 100. I have a working knowledge of anti-Semitism. I'm still working on that definition because I've seen it applied, the term applied so liberally that I've like been like, what is going on there? So once that came out, I went onto the platform to kind of see what's all the haps, and then I quickly got off because I don't fuck with Twitter. So I went on Reddit, and Reddit explains everything to me these days. Reddit is like the Encyclopedia Britannica. Like it's just people that are like, so he gonna say this, they said that, and then he shared it, or he reposted, or he said, yeah, no, that's about right, and fall back into it. So now so many advertisers have left the platform, user count has gone down. It's like a mass exodus from Twitter, and now he is actually suing I think it's Media Matters organization for these allegations of saying his platform hosts anti-Semitic and Nazi content, which, if I remember correctly, that was a key thing about Elon Musk taking it over, was that he was like freedom of speech for all. And
Bro,
like,
that's exactly what it is. That's why he's going to lose the lawsuit.
It's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. But also, these are rich people problems, right? F around and find out. That's what I found.
Yeah, I think Twitter's dying. I mean, I don't Candace can articulate this way better than I could. So over all the social media accounts that I manage for different nonprofits or orgs, I've blocked Elon Musk across them all. Don't see his content. Don't really see his name pop up at all. And so I think, we talked about this a little earlier, is I don't think Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it goes away. I don't think it dies. I do, like her thought is that it just becomes a niche social media platform. It just exists and it caters to a specific clientele. If we're being honest, that clientele probably is that alt-right kind of anti-Semitic clientele, because I do think most people will eventually just fade to black and go somewhere else.
That's wild, bro. It's wild. That's all I got to say about that. It's like,
hey, man, I get it.
I don't know how you get there, but again, rich people problems is something I ain't got to deal with. And I don't even mess with.
It's a shame because it's like, Twitter was a really good product, a really fun platform. Now I probably spend more time on Twitter just looking for show content than anything. Like, oh, what are we going to talk about on Monday's show? All right, let's go to Twitter. And
I feel like I'm like a video scroller. Like I just look for videos and stupid videos, bite-sized content media that can be consumed and forgotten, So, I mean, YouTube does a similar thing, but yeah, I'll never really mess with Twitter. I just don't have that much of profound thoughts that I would want to throw out there. So,
no, I think my brain probably, thinks about 140 characters, if we're being honest. Excuse me. So, anyway, moving on. I don't like Twitter either.
Hey, so we're getting up on our favorite time of the episode.
Yeah, heroes and villains.
Do you want to go through that, or you want to talk about Black Friday? Because I think we could talk
Let's
about
talk about Black Friday. Let's do Black.
You want to do Black Friday next week? Is that what you said?
No, let's do Black Friday now. We're good. Let's do it. We got some time.
Okay. Yeah. So, what was the question? Say the question, because
So
you hit me with
again,
it.
my wife, obviously, new producer for the show. I'm kidding. I did ask her if she wanted to produce the show, but so she says, "Hey, you should talk about what if Black Friday was invented by Black people? What would actually be on sale on Black Friday?" So that was her question to me. I immediately brought it down to you, and here we are.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent question, and it's hard not to be stereotypical, right? But there are some things that I feel like would have to be on sale if the people had choice, right? So I think where I would start with this, if we're talking about products, for some reason my mind goes to Roombas. I feel like everybody wants Roombas, all Roombas all the time. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like that's a thing. Maybe not. It's not a thing. It could be a thing.
I was gonna lead with rent on my mortgage,
Right.
but
no. I think. Well, you talk about services. I
don't give a damn.
Yeah, I think that could be a good one. The light bill.
I love my barber, but I wish you would have a Black Friday sale.
You wish the barber had a Black Friday sale?
Oh, I wish my barber had a Black Friday sale.
What if the barber's Black Friday sale was going baldies for $5?
She hit me. We would not be doing that sale.
Hey, I'm trying to think what else. I'm really be looking for these cruise vacations on Black Friday for real.
No, okay, hold on, pause. I think Candace says there's supposed to be like a vacation joint on like the 28th of this month. We're all like we're supposed to be dropping. Yeah, we're like major hotel groups and all the rest of these things. I'll make sure to ask her to drop that info whenever I get it. But yeah, like I think she said the 28th, all the major vacation spots are supposed to be dropping prices. There it is, November 28th. Travel Tuesday.
I never heard of it.
I think it's new this year. So like we was trying to plan we're trying to plan a couple vacations for next year. So like February, the kids are off for a couple days, and then spring break. So we were like, "Yo, could we just go ahead and depending on if the deals is hitting, go ahead and pay for it on November 28th and be locked in and be good to go."
I'm always suspect about deals with hotels because I feel like I show up and I'm expecting like a solid vacation, and then they hit you with this. So when do you want to do your sales presentation? And I'm like,
I know.
Damn, right? Like I don't want to sit on a sales presentation, but also I wanted that.
She already talked about some deals going already. Like I have never sat in on a sales presentation, and I won't.
I have, and they could be good deals. It's annoying because then you got to deal with the 7th Hall of Dragons. That's like, no, I don't want to buy it. No, I don't want to buy it. No, nope. I don't want to buy it. Again, not interested. Not going to buy it. So
yeah, hold on. So let me look because so she the one told me about Travel Tuesday. So I'm like, oh, okay, because again, we're trying to get the the vacations for next year, at least the second quarter for next year. If we can get some good deals on them, go ahead and get them paid for. Because hey, buying plane tickets for 4 people ain't hitting every time. So yeah,
I hear that.
I ain't mad at it. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to see it. So Travel Tuesday, I'll be checking that out this year. And then,
but she also said, she just dropped in the comments, she said you may want to look because some deals already done went live.
Oh yeah. Oh, I might have to check that out. So
look at some
tips,
hotels where you're thinking about staying.
tips. All right, man. You want to do
My
our
wife
favorite
has
part?
been a fountain of information today.
She's got all the nuggets.
She's Nugget Queen.
Yeah. You want to get to our favorite part of the episode?
Heroes and villains. There's no sounder for it, so I'll sing it.
Who you got for your heroes and villains this week? I'm curious.
Man, so my hero, I don't think I'm not gonna roll with villains today. Again, no villains today. So I got two. I'll start off with both of them really sentimental. One of them is a huge shout out to my wife, one of my birthday presents this year. So for those who don't know, I think everybody knows I've shared it with everybody open. And honestly, my dad passed this year. So she used AI with the help of my brother. My brother has old messages from my dad. So she sent them to my wife. My wife used an AI service and made my happy birthday message from my dad to me using AI. It sounded just like him. I was like, oh, I'm talking about, boy, I was like, ugh. Hit me in the heart the minute I heard it. I was like, nope, can't do it. So that was super dope. I was like, whoa, like I didn't, it sounded literally just like him. I was like, whoo.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, that thing about I about broke your boy in half. I was like, first time, I was like, I hit play. And the minute I saw it, because she says, hey, are you working? I was like, yeah, I'm working. Well, she's like, I want to give you your birthday present. And she's like, but it's going to distract you. And I'm like, oh, shoot, my wife got me an iPad. That's what I started thinking. And so, I was like, oh, she got me something, right? I'm thinking, oh, she got me an iPad Pro. My wife is balling. I love her.
Right.
Business is booming. Fresh Fruit Media Group. And so, I'm thinking, I'm like, no, let me finish getting this email out. And then, boom, I'll be ready. And then, so she's like, okay, cool. I finished. She's like, all right, I'm about to send it to you. I'm like, send it to me. Okay, maybe she got me like an Amazon gift card that I can go on an Amazon shopping spree. And then it was that. And the minute I saw the video file, I was like, this is going to be something emotional.
All right.
And then I clicked it and I opened it up and I heard his voice like, oh, nope, can't listen to it. And so I ended up listening to it the next day when I was in the car by myself. So anyway, shout out to my wife for, making something super simple be really, really cool. And so definitely a 40th birthday to remember, a present worth remembering and cherishing forever. And so gift number two, hero number two is the tribe. Did my 40th birthday party or 40th birthday gathering. Thank you to all those who came on Saturday. Yeah, and it felt really good, man, to get in front of or get together with people from different parts of your life, and then to see the different parts of your life mesh with one another, right? Like, that's one of the things you worry about, right? And like, oh, are the people from this portion of my life going to get along with the people from this portion of my life? And to see the people from different portions of my life all get along, in a very genuine way, super, super, super thoughtful. So shout out to the tribe for making the 40th birthday special. Boom.
That's what's up. I mean, these are high bars, man. I should have went first.
You should have. I'm sorry. I should have led with that.
Jeez.
My bad. Hey, follow that. Better say something about your wife or your kid.
I can't. I won't. I always give props to Danielle. Danielle is amazing, but she is not the hero of the week this week. She is the hero of the year all the time. So, no, but I was going to say one of my heroes of the week, I have to do a further back callback. Keisha, who is a fan of this show, is always on the show, always chiming in, always contributing. I wanted to make sure that we recognize that she recently got promoted in the Army. So she up-leveled to a new position. Congratulations, Keisha. I know if you're watching this later on, I definitely meant to make sure that we recognized your achievements there in that space. My next hero got to be Jeff. Man, you turned 40. You hit
40
40.
years old, man. 40 years
Hit it
old.
with a sledgehammer. I'm proud of you, dog. Like, that's what I'm saying. We out here like groaning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're
That's
for real.
so props to you for doing the damn thing and being just being open to life and where life takes you. So I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see what 40 brings to you. And cheers to you, my friend. So
yeah, man. Thank you, brother. 40 has been the first 40 have been really good. You know, ups, downs, all arounds. But I'm confident enough to say if the next 40 looks like this 40, then I will have lived an amazing life. Because it's been a dope. I mean, not that the ride is over, right? I don't want to make it seem like the ride is over, but
right.
The ride has been fun. It's been up and it's been down. But I think if we're being honest and have a little bit of perspective around it, overall, it's been a dope ride.
Yeah, yeah. And then one last small shout out. I got to shout out Candace, your wife. She's doing the damn thing with Fresh Fruit Media. Just hearing her talk about her journey when we were all at dinner and the problems that she's dealing with is like a new up level. It's like up level. I ain't got these small. I ain't got these small problems. I got these semi big things to grapple with, and I appreciate it. Yeah. I appreciate this track record of success. So
even living in the house, you know, existing alongside of her, it's amazing to watch her grow the business, and it's amazing to listen to her talk about it, because you know you get the privilege of seeing it from the beginning. And I think a lot of times when you're in it, again, I think you lose perspective. And so like I remember it being just a side hustle, you know, and then I remember it being, oh shit, I lost my first big client. How are we going to, what are we going to, that was me, right? I remember when she lost her first big client, it was like, how are we going to absorb that from a household perspective? How are we going to, you know, like, hey, I started counting on that cheese. And so to see just another client pop in and pick it up, you know, or pop in and be better or more lucrative than the last one. And just to see her having to deal with the challenges that she has to deal with as a business owner now, it's like, fam, had you told me this 5 years ago that this was the issue, I wouldn't be like, it ain't no way you believe it, right? And so it's like just to see, and this is what we talking about in 5 years. So when we all get together at the 10-year mark, which would be technically my 50th, that'd be my 45th birthday. I'm stupid. So when we get together 5 years from now, and we're talking about, you know, Fresh Fruit at 10, you know, what are the success stories we're going to be sharing? What are the stories that we're going to be complaining about having to deal with from a challenge perspective? It's an amazing thing to sit back and watch.
Yeah. All props. So
yeah,
those no villains, just heroes. That's it.
Hey man, I love it.
Hey man, this was a good episode.
That was a really good. I'm sorry, we did really good with our transitions earlier, and I think what I think you both, what listeners just hit, what watched happen was tired hit us both at the same moment. It was like
it smacked us both in the face, didn't it? Like all of a sudden, it was like, ooh, oh.
It was like I hear you talking,
bruh,
but I don't really have more words.
I'm about to go to sleep. I love y'all. I love the people that tune in and watch us bug out and follow us down rabbit holes and contribute to this conversation. It is so appreciated to commune with, like you were just saying, our tribe. But bruh,
yeah, man.
We tired. Right?
Yeah. I think everybody's tired. I think we all deserve the days off that are coming. If you follow us and you don't have these days off because you know you work in an industry that doesn't allow you the space to take take these days off. Thank you for what you're doing. It's hella important, whether it's the person who picks up our trash or the person who serves this country. So on both ends of the spectrum, if this holiday is not one that you are afforded the day off, thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah, true.
Even the folks that's out here cooking for those of us who can't cook and don't want to cook, and we just want to go out to eat. If you're out there working at that restaurant, we appreciate you.
Exactly. Another hero next week. So
there we go. Hey man, great show.
Yeah,
we're tired. We're out. I'm Jeff.
I'm Kerry. Peace out, y'all.
Mondays, baby.